I am indeed. Lauren Logan, northbound side of the 5 are coming up from the 605. This four-door, this white Accord being pursued. Just a male occupant, the driver, inside this car, which is reportedly stolen. This pursuit started in downtown Los Angeles around the 101 freeway. LAPD still pursuing here. There's an LAPD airship as well, swerving in and out of traffic through the middle lanes here on the northbound side of the 5 freeway. LAPD here pursuing this stolen vehicle suspect heading northbound on the 5 back towards downtown LA, where it first started. It got off the freeways, off the 101 and the 5 freeways in Boyle Heights and in East LA, then got on the 5 South. He exited at Imperial Highway, just south of the 605 freeway, and then got back on the freeway and made his way back to the north. So northbound side of the 5 freeway, heading northbound towards downtown LA. Wide open traffic as we widen out here, crossing over the 710 freeway, as you can see. Again, it's an older model Honda Accord, this four-door here, being pursued by the Los Angeles Police Department. It doesn't look like CHP's involved yet. I'm surprised by that. Typically they do if these pursuits are on interstates. But there are a couple of law enforcement airships tracking this car as well. It's now been going on a good half hour, Lauren and Logan, on the northbound 5, making its way back to where it first started. Now, why these guys try to run? Some of them do get away. In fact, according to LAPD statistics, about 18% of those being pursued are able to get away. And LAPD does have a policy. If they feel it becomes too risky to the general public, they will pull off a pursuit.
Rick, we're seeing now he's kind of weaving out of that lane there. He is going awfully fast just based on the other cars we're watching on the 5 freeway here. Can you tell at all if it's just one driver in the car from Skyfox?
Yeah, just a male occupant. That's what we've heard. We've done some research our assignment desk has, and just the male driver inside the vehicle, and is not pulling over. He was lit up. They ran the plates. They determined that the car was stolen, and the pursuit was on. And again, we believe that happened in the downtown area near the 101 and 4th Street. So he exited the freeway just east of downtown LA in Boyle Heights and made his way through East Los Angeles, and then got on the southbound side of the 5 at high speeds, as you see now, because the morning rush is over. The volume is light. He exited at Imperial Highway, but then he chose to get right back on the freeway, but in the opposite direction, the northbound side, and that's where we're at now. Next freeway he will be approaching is the 710 freeway. So he'll have some options there, and more options, of course, as he gets towards downtown Los Angeles.
Rick, you made an interesting point a moment ago that usually when there's a chase that takes place on a freeway in Southern California, the CHP gets involved and then lets the other local authorities kind of take a step back. You're not seeing that, at least at this point. We've been now 30 minutes into this chase.
No, that's exactly right, Logan. Typically, they'll start to help out with off-ramps and with traffic. And speaking of traffic, this is a situation that is dangerous for these motorists who do not know what's coming up behind them. If you ever encounter a situation like this is a good time to remind everybody, do not try to be a hero. Just give the officers plenty of space. This is a freeway where a pit maneuver, a precision immobilization technique maneuver, will not be conducted by the Los Angeles Police Department because of the danger to other motorists. And again, LAPD very careful not to injure innocent bystanders. In 2015, there were 78 people who were injured. The stats for 2016 not in yet, but LAPD actually leads the state in bystander injuries during pursuit. So they're cautious. And again, 20%, a little less than 20% of these individuals are able to evade police and get away.
That really
Northbound side of the 5
to me.
still here approaching the 710.
Yeah, that stat is really incredible to me because, whenever we're covering these things, it doesn't seem like anyone gets away. They usually flee on foot, but I guess there are that 20% that's why people continue to keep police pursuits up. He's getting up on him now. Rick, can you estimate how fast he's going?
He's going about 80 miles an hour, 85, sometimes 90 miles an hour, because you can see the traffic there. Even though they should be going 65 miles an hour, they're likely going 70, 75. So he's going a good 15 or so, 10 to 15 above that. Much quicker now in the carpool lane, northbound side of the 5, approaching the 710 freeway. And let's see what he does. There's the signs for the transition road. Looks like he's staying in the middle lanes and not making the transition, the swing to the 710 freeway. He's going to make his way northbound on the 5 freeway here towards downtown Los Angeles.
Rick, Talk about those pit maneuvers. They don't do it on the freeway. It's obviously too dangerous, but we've seen so many of them. It seems like they really have to pick their moments there. They're generally on those side streets. There's not a lot of traffic, not a lot of pedestrians, and then they pick that spot where maybe the car is turning or something. They've slowed down enough to where they can get in position and spin that car around. And sometimes we've seen the pit maneuver work, and other times it spins them around, and then they just travel on and continue on.
Yeah. It just depends, and it's that spur-of-the-moment time, Logan, Lauren, when those officers have to make the call, considering safety, if there's other traffic on the roadway. But in a situation like this, it's just not possible to do. And he's making his way now on the right shoulder area. More traffic now coming up towards the East Los Angeles interchange. This is the 5 freeway northbound. This stretches between the 710 and the 60 and the 5, swerving in and out of traffic. And again, he's trying to get out of this traffic here, and LAPD weaving right behind him, several units behind him. An LAPD airship is circling overhead as well, watching his every move. They're not going to let this one get away. He's not going to be one of the 18% that does. Northbound side of the 5, making its way towards East LA. Again, if you're just tuning in, this pursuit of this stolen vehicle suspect, this white four-door older model Honda Accord, started in the downtown Los Angeles area. Yeah, he's getting really out of control here, nearly sideswiping those automobiles. He's doing the best he can to evade police. And this pursuit made its way south on the 5 freeway, exiting at Imperial Highway, well to the south. And then he got right back on the freeway, and he's making his way back to where this pursuit started in downtown LA off the 101 and 4th Street. So
Rick,
a more dangerous situation now.
Stay with us, Rick, for a moment, because we do have Dennis Zine on the phone. He is an LA councilman as well as a former LAPD. Dennis, have you been watching this?
Yes, I have. And this is highly dangerous, a very populated area with vehicles in a very congested area. And this man is definitely either going to crash or cause injury to someone else, because his reckless driving is absolutely outrageous. Many of the pursuits we've seen have been late hours, not a lot of traffic. In this particular situation, there's a tremendous amount of traffic as we see him weaving out of lanes, LAPD right behind him. It'd be an opportune time to stop the pursuit. They're not going to do a pit maneuver with as many cars around and the speed he's traveling. They're going to follow. They'll have an air unit overhead, Fox 11's overhead, obviously, to maintain this. But this man is creating great hazard in the area where
it looks like they laid out some spike strips for him there on the exit ramp. Now that he's in a residential area, this gets even trickier.
It will be. The off-ramp, they did the spike strips. He's now entering another area. He took that off-ramp. I don't know what off-ramp that is, but now he's going to be in this residential area. Less traffic. There may be some pedestrians in the neighborhood. He'll just wander through and try to elude the police as much as he can in the stolen vehicle.
Here comes the pit maneuver, Dennis. It was an attempted pit maneuver. Looks like he stopped. Looks like the police car. Well,
yeah, he's got 2 flat tires in the back there, and now he has stopped.
Officers out. They've drawn their guns. It looks like they've surrounded the car, and they are attempting to get that suspect out of the car.
Now they've got him surrounded, and we're going to see if he's going to surrender or if there'll be the standoff that sometimes takes place as we're watching. The officers are out. They're taking...
The door's open. He's out. He's got his hands out to the side, and they're giving him instruction. They'll probably have him kneel down and then do the spread eagle, cross the ankles in the back, as we've seen so many times. And
well, he's the felony suspect. They'll make sure the car doesn't have any other passengers. If there's a stolen vehicle, recovered to the owner, but he's complying now. He'll be taken into custody. It looks like he's not going to run. He's on his knees. He's down. They'll handcuff him, search the car. It doesn't appear that he has any weapons, and they still have to make sure that car is clear. So they'll cautiously go up and check the car to make sure there's no one else in the car. Check the trunk, check the interior of the car, and that's why you see they're approaching a very cautious manner for their safety while they keep him on the ground. Now, once that's clear, now they'll come up and handcuff him, and there'll be a code 4.
And if you're just joining in right now, you've been watching a police pursuit that has come to an end here on Lorena and 7th in East LA. They got their guy. They're taking him back to the patrol car, and luckily, no no damages to other drivers on the road. No one was injured in this chase because he was driving quite recklessly on the northbound 5 as we've been watching this.
Was a successful pit maneuver. They've got him into custody. Doesn't look like there's any danger for anybody. So, Dennis Zine, we appreciate you being on the line with us. Thank you for your help.
As well as Rick Dickert. We'll be back
Anytime, guys.
right after this.